Okay, I'll say right off the bat, the thumbnail is a complete lie. Null and Void is not the best event. But with Night 3 releasing a few days ago and officially concluding the event, I decided I want to review each individual night, what I liked, anything I disliked, battle pass stuff, and more. Starting off at Night 1, I think that this was a great introduction to the event. It was easy, had sick music, and it introduced a curse system, which is honestly a good feature in my opinion. It forces you to use quick thinking and adapt your strategy on the fly, and I appreciate that they used this system from the first night onwards, allowing people to get used to it. I also think the pacing of this night was very good, as none of it felt like filler, and even when I was grinding the night a few days later, after it released, I was surprised that I was not bored in the slightest. The only thing with this night was the bugs. As you might know, when this night was first released, Scott dropped a video talking about why we originally thought Night 1 was bad, and at the time, I agreed 100%. On the first day, animations were completely broken, my game bricked multiple times, some curses were broken, and sometimes you were forced to watch the 3-minute long cutscene even if you skipped them, and this made my first impression of the event terrible. There are still some bugs in the night, but it isn't really as bad or game changing as before, and I'm happy that they ironed out most of the major bugs early on. With that being said, I think the Night 1 was a very good introductory night to an event, and it set the tone for everything coming up next. Next we go to Night 2, which is where all the cool stuff starts to happen. I thought that Night 2 was really good. We got to see a lot of references on the map to old and scrapped content, but it's something I expected them to utilize more than they actually did. The Null zone was a perfect excuse to bring back old enemies, and I think it would have been better compared to the corrupted towers that we see spread throughout the entire event. I think it would have been cool to see the Sentient Titan that was literally on the map, or the Abyss enemy in the lobby, but we just don't get to see them, which is, I think, a huge missed opportunity. The corrupted tower gimmick was cool, but after using it for 3 nights straight, it did get kind of annoying not seeing anything new, and the opportunity for old enemies was right there. I still do think that Night 2 was very good. The map was good, and I think putting the 2 lanes right next to each other is way less annoying than having them branch off into separate ways. The only thing I didn't like about this night was the boss. I think it looked really stupid, and it didn't really do anything. It was more of a DPS check than an actual boss. Oh, and another thing with this night was the balancing, which is the main focus for a lot of people. I'm going to talk about balancing after Night 3, because it applies to both, but it's honestly a huge mess. Talking about Night 3, here we go. I think Night 3 was pretty good. I have some mixed opinions on it. I think the tower gimmick officially got old and died here, and the entire thing was basically just a difficult horde-based early game with a relatively easy late game. Every boss was just a bigger and bigger DPS check, and once you get past like wave 15, there was almost no threat at all, unless the Null Accelerator decided it wanted to swap your tower placements, which is a gimmick that I personally dislike, because it can make a tower completely useless due to it being swapped to a terrible spot, and I think this is extremely dumb. I think a gimmick that forces thinking like the curse mechanic is good, but something which is a nuisance isn't. There was also the boss, which utilizes the same mechanic as the Umbra, with it shooting your base and you having to use a star cannon to prevent it from doing so. I think this would have been fine if they actually explained the mechanic, because there was no information provided to the player, resulting in people instantly dying. Most of the dialogue in this night was very long, boring lore drops, and the one time the player needs dialogue to know what they're supposed to do, they just don't get it, which is very stupid. Another bad thing was the animations just breaking for the first 30 minutes of the act being released, because when people finally got to the last wave and the boss attacked the base, they just couldn't see the animation as a Riftwalker slid across the map and they just died. I think it was a fun night once you knew what to do, but it required a specific early game which took a little bit to figure out. Despite this, I did have a lot of fun with this night, and I personally rate it very highly, mostly based on the fact of how fast I was able to beat it. I think if I beat it any slower, it would have been I would have rated it lower because of its difficulty, because honestly difficulty does make a big impact for me. I do see why other people rate it lower because of the fact of how difficult it was. That's why I think the main talking point with this event is balancing. And event balancing is like opening Pandora's box. The thing is with events is that every type of player is going to show up to that event. That means new players, casual players, and experienced players. They're all going to try to beat the event at the same time. If it's easy enough for casual players to beat it in the first few attempts, everyone's going to say it's too easy. And if it's balanced around people who are either very skilled or have all the towers, the casual player base is also going to get upset and say it's too hard. And that's kind of what happened with Nights 2 and 3. Me and my team beat it very fast, but that's easy for us to say because we have all the towers. Majority of the player base doesn't. And a lot of casual players had to wait for strategies to come out or watch videos to see if they could come up with a usable loadout. TDS tried to counteract this by adding easy game modes to the Knights, but it means absolutely nothing because it doesn't get you closer to the event tower, which is what majority of people play these events for. Something else about this event is the Battle Pass. I think that this Null and Void Battle Pass was one of the worst of all time, only having 3 good skins max, and there are so many things locked behind the Battle Pass. The 400 Roblox Premium Battle Pass is absolutely crazy. I absolutely hate the fact that these Battle Passes are locked in the first place, and they're hyper inflated to 40 levels of mostly filler. I also find it really sad that they saved most of the good skins for the band crates, as the band crates are literally better than the entire Battle Pass, even if you buy it, which is laughably stupid. The quality of these Battle Passes has gone down so much, it's absolutely crazy. Despite all of that, I still found the Null and Void event very fun, and I think it is one of the best events, and in my opinion, it is the best event that we've had for around like 2 years. But let me know what you guys think because I have no idea what the community thinks about this event at all. So thanks for watching and have a great day.